Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you the ultimate guide on how to play Black Panther King T'Challa in Marvel Rivals. Now, Black Panther is a quite challenging character to play because if he loses his cooldown on his attacks, it's all over for you. That dash attack that you do gets refreshed every time that you hit a target that's marked with your vibranium markers. So this is applied with things like your spear and your spinning attack. So if you go like that, you get it back for free, so you can continue to do it over and over again. Now, the trick is to do it so that you only hit one target at a time, so that you can continue to dash and dash and dash. But the overall combo for Black Panther is to start engaging with the spear, and whenever the spear hits, it's going to leave that marker above them. Then you're going to dash through them, and then you have this spinning attack here, which will apply the dash again, and then you can continue to dash and deal damage. Now, it is quite challenging to do, so don't get discouraged. Black Panther is a hard character to play, I'll be honest. So you do have to time it right so that you make sure you're hitting everyone that has the marker there. So it does require a bit of micromanaging. His claw attack here only does 35 damage per claw and attacks around 2 times per second. So around 70 damage. 70 is not great. Our dash will do 80 damage, and this spear here does 45. So leading with that sets up the markers on them. You want to make sure that you're at least hitting one target that has a marker at a time so that you can continually get your dash back, and that's a really core principle of his playstyle. Now, Black Panther has to make sure that his picks are good, because if you are going into a fight and you get wrecked, it's all over for you, because your close range melee attacks are not going to cover. So you do have to make sure that you are hitting the targets that got the marks on them from the right angle so that you can hit multiple targets. Now, again, as I mentioned, you want to make sure that you only hit one target at a time that has the mark on them. So if you get 3 of them applied here, we want to go something like this, back again, and then back again through all of them. So, and then you can follow it up with this attack here, and then we lost our shift attack, but we would follow it up with another one. So it's challenging because if you lose that shift dash, it's all over for you. You do have the E dash here, the E spinning attack, to be able to recover. So if you do end up messing it up, it isn't all over for you. You do have this to kind of recover with, but you don't move as fast with it, so you can still get hit somewhat easily. But Black Panther is all about getting in and getting out at the right moments. He works very well if you have another dive tank with him. Actually, it's funny, it works out well. Captain America is a great person to go alongside Black Panther. So if you have Captain America on your team, Black Panther's going to have a nice time with it as well. Same with Venom. Those are 2 tanks that I find work very well. So you can see here, you're getting those marks applied to the targets and then just shredding them down. That's what his whole gameplay loop is all about. Getting in, doing this attack isn't going to cut it. You don't want to do that. It's going to take multiple seconds to take down a tank, and by that time they're going to have finished you off. So being able to apply this multiple times like this and just finding the right picks to be able to continually do this over and over again is going to be a core principle of his gameplay. But the thing is, you're very weak. You do have a faster movement speed, so you can use that to your advantage. But you can see here, if we're going after someone with extra health and just using our main attack, it's not going to cut it. We don't do enough damage to be able to take them out. Our attacks do have a 3-meter radius, so it is a little bit larger, and you have an option to make the targets glow when they're in range of your melee attack. You don't want to be melee attacking. You want to make sure your shift dash is up at all times. You can also use it to get away, but if you, let's say, mess up and miss your first dash, you just want to get out of there, because by that point you're going to be dead. So you do have to play a bit strategically here to make sure that you're not wasting your dash. Always make sure that they have a vibranium mark on them. Your spear does regenerate really quickly, so you can go back and hit them with it multiple times. Unfortunately, I actually went through them and lost my dash. So at that point, you're pretty much useless. If you have your E attack, you could use it, but at that point, it's all over for you. Now, his ultimate actually works very well in these situations because with his ultimate, you can actually do quite a bit of damage, because let's say you go in, you're diving, you're doing your attacks, and you run out of your dash. Well, using his ultimate will actually refresh all of that for you and applies the vibranium markers on all targets. So you can use that to continually keep going around, dashing around, hitting everyone in your path, and just continually to get your dash back. So he's got a very unique gameplay style, because if you miss out on your one attack, it's all over for you. So again, dropping your spear here, going through a spinning attack, going through dashing again, dropping your spear again, and just continually going about it is the best way to play him. Now, the ultimate is going to be a big boon for you, because you can continually keep messing. If you mess it up, your ultimate's there to help out, because that just refreshes your dash and then places the markers on everyone, so you can get in and get around like that. Now, another thing, Black Panther has this double jump, and he can run up walls. and you don't have to do the double jump till you get close to the ground. So this can actually be really useful because you can move in. Use this often. You want to be wall climbing a ton. This is a good getaway tool because let's say your attacks are on cooldown, you lost your dash, run up a wall, they're gonna have a hard time tracking you, and then you got this double jump to kind of use for survivability's sake. Now, another thing that's really nice about Black Panther is, let's say you're taking damage, oof, ouch. You actually have this ability from magic, if you have a magic on your team, to regenerate the health that you lost and also go back in time. So that can be really good for just being able to survive in these tough situations, because typically if you got Black Panther in your team, you want to have another dive. Magic is another great diver to work alongside Black Panther, so if there's a magic on your team, this is probably the most ideal team up. What's nice about this team up is too, you got someone that'll take a bit of the pressure off of you, and you're both going to be ones that dash around quite a bit, so it is hard for the enemies to keep up with where you're at and where you're going. So again, Venom, Captain America, and even Magic, Psylocke can be some really great team ups. Magic does have a team up with Psylocke, so that's perfect because then you can just use that team up. If you got all 3 damage classes, it's obviously a little bit more challenging to go about that, but it can be pretty useful as well. So yeah, you got his ultimate is pretty garbage, I'll be honest, but it refreshes his dash, so use it if you get into a situation where you can't really get out of it and you need to use your dash, because otherwise you're going to be screwed. So boom, boom, boom. That is how you want to use Black Panther, but I'll show off what this ends up looking like in actual gameplay. You want to be wise with who you pick to go after. Now, this was a group that was kind of away from the rest of his team, so he was a perfect isolation target for me to just continually rip apart, and this worked out well here. I almost went down, but we were able to take him out. I still had my dash there, but if I seen things going very bad, I would have dashed away. It's always nice to save it in case you may get into a situation where you may not be able to get away, but here was a nice triple that I was able to pull off, and yeah, right by their spawn, so that was a little bit dangerous, but I did have my dash there to get away if I needed to. Now, positions like this is where Black Panther really thrives, because everyone's going to be focused on that area where the rest of the team is, so then you can go in and sneak around behind the back lines with your dash attack until you're just ripping people apart. I find as Black Panther, people tend to pay a little bit less attention to you versus another hero because they know you're deadly in close range, so they don't want to get too close to you. Obviously, if you're by yourself, people will still go after you, but if there's a nice distraction nearby or another dive tank, this is where you can really make the most of your kit. So the dash attack here you can see is really effective. That spinning kick can apply those vibranium marks, which allows you to deal your damage, and so that's really nice. But in terms of positioning, it's good to stick with your team, but then also come to the back line, use your double jump, and get away when you need to. Like here was not working out for me, so I just went and hid behind the wall there until I was getting a better positioning, and then able to drop down my ultimate, which got a nice double, which was pretty useful. But yeah, sometimes you'll see people that kind of was AFK there, but yeah, dashing around and staying undetected is really the best thing about Black Panther's kit, so you want to use that as much as possible. Now, sometimes people like Winter Soldier will pull you in, and that's when you can easily get that dash off on them. So if someone gets close to you, your dash is going to be a good way to position yourself a little bit away, and then you can set your spear and then dash away as again. But your claw attack is not the worst attack ever. Yes, it only deals 35 damage per attack, but sometimes that's just enough to be able to take somebody out. So you can use that when you're in a situation where you require something that's going to deal damage, or against someone like Doctor Strange, who has his shield there, which can't block melee attacks. So you can see here there's a Venom, and I missed that second dash, which was not good, but I was able to just run in with my increased movement speed and then be able to take him out that way. So that worked very nice, and yeah, you can want to go after healers as much as possible. It's really the role of like a hunter assassin type character like Black Panther, but anytime you can take down anyone else, that's always nice too. So like there, just an easy double kill, just slashing away at that Psylocke. But let me know if this was helpful. Hit the subscribe button below, and I'll see y'all in the next video.